So we're good with that. All right, so we have 11:01. We're going to go ahead and just get started just to be respectful of everybody's time. Good morning to those that can join us this morning. I see Miss Mary and Miss Iva-Lise have joined us. I got to say good morning to everybody else already on the call. So we're going to just go ahead and keep, hopefully this short and sweet today. We have a couple of quick things to go through. Everybody that we accepted at our last meeting, which was everybody, all 25 of our people that registered, that submitted applications, did receive email acceptance letters. And of those 25, all but I think 2 of them were pretty Johnny on the spot with getting back to us right away, pretty quickly with their headshots. Will, did you see if you have a headshot for Darlene?
Yeah.
Or Pat Smith?
Yep, I got them both. I pulled them
Awesome.
from their college, their university page. So, and I recognize the one that I saw of Darlene is like the most recent one I had seen of her anyway.
Okay.
So I pulled those into those, save them on the Dropbox and put them in the design.
All right, then we have everybody's headshots. That's awesome. And I will get their letters to administration. I think I put that in their letters that I would not send those out until early. I think it was like late August that they would go out, because this was my fair week, so nothing's happening until after all this stuff is gone. So that's all done. And we decided at our last meeting, the plan of action that we're going to use the Penn State poster selection process, and selecting just a small group of ambassadors who have attended multiple annual sessions. So probably taking a look at the ambassadors that we have. We have a lot that have attended a fair number of annual sessions. So I'm thinking probably when we have them come in and pick up their badges, probably handpicking just maybe 5 or so that feel most comfortable, just asking them like on the spot if they'd be willing to do this, if they have the time, based on what they feel comfortable with. I'm not going to kind of do that ahead of time too much. But that also would be, I will have all of the forms that they can fill out there and just do it by paper. Just leave that a little bit loosey-goosey this year, just so that we're flexible with that process. And then ribbons. Will, where are we with ribbons for posters?
Yep, I'm ordering those with the plaques and stuff for awards. The trophy place that we use does have them. So he sent me a ginormous catalog. So I'm getting us some that have the NEAFCS logo. I'll probably order, gotta find out where the price break is, but I figured I'd order like maybe 20 or so. Then that way, you know, I'll make sure, like, I think we need 3 this year. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
So I'll make sure that 3 go with maybe 4, just in case one gets irreparably damaged. I'll send those along. And so you can collect those from John, along with the armband inserts and the certificates, and anything else that we're printing and shipping for you.
Okay. All right. Wait, so that is good. And what is the, just going back over my last notes to make sure I'm not missing anything. All right, so that's all the posters are done. We are going to announce the poster winners at the end of the poster session time in the exhibit hall. That was our plan. using this microphone system in the exhibit hall, correct?
Yeah, that'll be available to you. Absolutely. You guys
Okay.
can announce it. You can ask John to announce it if you prefer. But yeah, there'll be a mic and everything set up as usual. And also if you want to, Kate,
Mhm.
you could on site, once you know who the winners are, talk to Danielle
Mhm.
and see if she can throw them in as an additional comment to the closing session.
Right. That's
Where the president or the
Mhm.
VP for, we have a lot of different board members who speak during that. So that can be one of the updates about what happened on site, that these people are being recognized for this new, award for the posters this year.
Yeah, and that is on, it's on my notes to send Danielle a note about adding that to the script.
Yep. Just let her know who they are. And we slip lots of things in that last thing, like we get the counts for the silent auction and all kinds of stuff. So she can slip that in as soon as you have that information.
Okay. All right, so that is all about posters. Posters are done, essentially. That process is complete. And the other thing that we had is it at all possible to schedule? Okay, backing up. Is it possible to schedule a tour of the facility on Sunday?
Like I said, it depends on what you're needing. If you're wanting staff to do that, we'll have to see if Elizabeth or Danielle would be available. Sunday we do, the
Dinner
pre-board.
with the board.
You guys are welcome to do your own tour.
Mhm.
You can certainly tell the ambassadors to meet you at, where Reg is set up or in the lobby or whatever you want to, and to meet you there. So, and then y'all can do like a walking tour to where, because it's about like 10 rooms max that we're taking up for all the concurrent sessions. We're in a few of the ballrooms and then we're in a few of the other rooms. And so y'all could, I think there's 2 floors, which was similar to last year. The ballrooms, I think are in one area, and then the other rooms we're going to be in are in a different area. So y'all could do just a quick walking or, whatever you want to do. Like I said, if you want Elizabeth would probably be the best one if you wanted like a staff member. Once you have like an idea, you can ask Elizabeth if she'd be available, because she will have a good idea of where everything is by the time you guys get there. I mean, she's been there before as well. But she'll be on site and have done, the walkthrough of everything. So she'll have that information at her fingertips if you want to involve staff.
Okay.
And I have been conversing with Danielle and Elizabeth since you first broached this idea, letting them know that that's something you guys may want to do, and that I've let you know that, if you want staff involved, we'll have to coordinate, but if you want to do it on your own, you're welcome to do it anytime you want to. That's completely up to you guys.
Okay. That might be something that I might just even poll the ambassadors to see how many of them would even be coming in on Sunday afternoon, Sunday evening. If we did, even like 8 o'clock Sunday night. The question is, since we don't have a conference hotel that is connected directly to the convention center, there actually will be walking to the conference center. That gets a whole different sticky ball of wax. I have Elise. Yes, ma'am.
Also, we have to consider if the center will be open after setup. I don't know. I think maybe last year here in North Carolina, people were able to set up, but then the center will close. And then in the evening it's not available because nobody's sitting in the evening. So we have to consider that also.
Right. We do have registration open on Sunday for about 2 hours. You could do an invite that maybe give them that first hour to come over and they can go ahead and get checked in, get their registration packets. We'll have a printout of the sign up genius as it is at that point. So you could encourage them to take a look at that after they get their registration packets, fill in anywhere else they might be able to volunteer now that we're all on site and it's real. And then you could use that second hour that the registration desk will be open, thus the rest of everything will be open to do your self-guided tour. I just don't know that Elizabeth would be available. She might. I mean, every year is a little different. Sometimes that time is so slow, you have nothing to do. Other times you get a lot of people, but maybe that second hour would be something that would, because Ivelisse is right. I don't know what the hours are yet.
Okay.
So that's definitely a consideration.
All right. Interesting thought. Speaking of Sign Up Genius, good transition there. We are really close to getting the Sign Up Genius for our ambassadors. I believe it went to board this week.
Right. It went to the board on Friday. We're giving them 2 full days. So Monday and Tuesday, today and tomorrow. Then tomorrow morning, Wednesday morning, Kate, I will send you that. I'll send it to you and anyone else you want me to, but I know I usually just send stuff right to you. I'll send it to you so then you can send it out to your ambassadors, allowing them to register. Again, we don't want them sharing it with anybody else just because we're trying to allow them to have that sort of first, technically second pick, but first pick at things. And then on Friday, I will be sending it. So they'll have like 2 full days as well to go through and sign up for anything they want. And then on Friday, we will release it to the rest of or next Monday, maybe we'll release it to those that are registered for annual session. Now, of course, ambassadors and board and anybody else who already has access to it can continue to look at it and add themselves, but that'll give them 2 full days where the only other people that have the link are like the 9 or 10 board members.
Mm-hmm. And is the full conference full conference schedule with concurrent session schedule now posted somewhere?
It should be, yes. Elizabeth finished that. Let me bring up the website and make sure. But we did I just try to type my name in.
I'm looking at it right now.
Yeah, there should be a Word version. We got that up as quick as we could because we knew that attendees would need to. So yeah, there's underneath on the annual session page, the 4th button is educational session listing only. And it's a PDF or a Word document that has pretty much all of the educational things listed. We did have to make 1 or 2 small changes after that went up, but they're all reflected in the Sign Up Genius.
Okay. Because that's always what I know some people are looking for. They're like, I would make sure I get to be the host of the session I really want to get into.
Exactly.
Yeah. You can look at that link that I put there.
Yeah. That plus it's like, well, when is the session that I'm teaching actually being on?
Yep. We don't want them to schedule themselves when they're supposed to be talking. And the Sign Up Genius, again, this year does require them to give us a cell phone number, much like with the ambassadors, so we can contact them on site. We can't do text reminders, but our plan is to send out about a week before annual session. We do try to send an email out, so you'll get it and it'll say, hey, Will, here's the slot you've signed up for, just as a reminder, that kind of thing. So we're gonna, I don't know exactly what that's gonna look like, but we will try and send everybody a reminder. It was much easier, in my opinion, when we had the app and we could just send those notices that say, hey, remember to double check this or that, or check on this, but we don't have that this year.
All right. So first chance sign up goes out Wednesday, which will be 8/9. All right. So we got that done. Almost. And so marketing, Sarah has been working with Will on all of the marketing pieces really, really well, and we're going to start seeing those. So that's like super exciting. So Sarah, Will, do you want to give us an update on all of that?
I'll let Will because he's done all the work. Thank you, Will.
Well, yeah, thank you. Thank you to those of you who helped proof everything. Of course, Sarah was the one that I messed up her name. Didn't get it wrong on the insert, got it wrong on the graphic, but we now have 25 individual graphics, one for each ambassador. That includes their name, includes an image of the blue armband, because again, we're trying to make people stick it in their brain that if they see a blue armband, that's who they should ask. And then their state, just to kind of show all the different states that are represented. So all of those are ready. They've been proofed loads of times. So those are going, I'm going to schedule them all today. And I'll probably have to do 3 a week to get through all of them as we're so close to annual session. Excuse me. And then I'm also working on 2 or 3 bigger graphics that have kind of multiples on there, so we can use those in presentations or however we want to. And then the certificate, yeah.
The graphics that you do with multiple people, can we upload those into the PowerPoint for next week too?
Yeah. I'll send them to you just like I've done the others. I'll send you the drafts and we'll tweak them. And then when you're happy with them, I'll download them, send them to you so you can absolutely include them so they all know who's there.
Perfect.
We do armband inserts, which just has the logo at the top, their name, and the year underneath. All of those are ready to be sent over for printing. We do the certificates this year. This year, didn't we decide to put the logo in the back? Yeah, so this year, they're going to look similar to last year. It's just, their certificate of appreciation, for lack of a better word. But I took the logo for this year's annual session and faded it out as part of the background to hopefully give them a little reminder of which one, what the theme was, when they did it. And yeah, make it just stand out a little bit more. So I believe that's all for marketing stuff at this point.
So that would be all for marketing for conference. And then Sarah for pre-planning, thinking ahead of tracking or collecting stuff from these ambassadors. What do we do for that?
Yeah, I created an information sheet that I can bring copies of and hand out to ambassadors. I'll share my screen. And so it includes information like when the meeting will be on Thursday, what's expected as far as turning in and receiving your certificate. And I've created a survey with a QR code, and they can go in as many times as they want and add comments. I put on this handout some of the questions they'll be asked. So if they want to think about it ahead of time, they can. And then at the bottom, so I made it so they could fold it in half and it'll be perfect. So at the bottom is contact information for Kate and I if they have questions. And so we're asking them, like, how satisfied are you with your ambassador experience? What could be done to improve it? Tell us about your time you felt you made a difference during your experience. And then within Qualtrics itself, there's a little statement that says this could be used, especially if you put your name, this could be used for promotional promotion in the future. Would you recommend serving as an ambassador to a friend, and how likely are you to apply to be an ambassador in the future? So that kind of lets them know that that's a possibility if they want to do it again as well. So if you have any comments about things we should change, this is what the survey will actually look like. Well, is it okay? I put the NEAFCS logo on it.
No, that is absolutely perfect.
Okay. All right. So yeah, they can just click. There's a lot of where they can just write in. And like I said, it says on the paper to feel free to log in more than once, that's fine. As they have those thoughts, they can write those in.
So I have a suggestion that literally just occurred to me. Is it okay if I interject here?
Yes.
Okay. Actually, there's two things. Kate, for your PowerPoint, can you make a note to add something about ambassadors promoting the Star Donor Program that we talked about? And then for marketing purposes, since I will not physically be at annual session this year, I think you all are aware of that, but we haven't done like a huge announcement because I'm awesome, but I'm not that awesome. It doesn't make that big of a difference. I will be available though the entire time. So any of you who run into any questions or problems, you can text me and call my cell phone. But I just had a thought, because I'll be sitting here in Tallahassee in front of my computer instead of running around. If you wanted to ask the ambassadors to text me and or email me, I'm just assuming text is going to be easier because they can take, if they want to take pictures with their phone, right? Take pictures of the annual session. We try to get people to do this every year and post them to social media. And the problem is the tags get wonky. I can't find them. They're under everybody's individual profiles. So if we wanted to encourage the ambassadors to take pictures and or even video, if somebody does an impromptu dance and they want to capture that as part of annual session, they can feel free to, I don't care who has my cell phone number, I don't. So they can email me or they can just, text those to me, and then I'll pull them down and be able to post them to our social media so that that is a more up-to-date, timely thing. So they don't have to, you don't have to ask them to do that. But if they'd like to, I'd be more than happy to collect and post.
That's actually a great idea.
That is, will you put your number you want me to put?
Yes, of course. Absolutely.
And Sarah, I put
Absolutely.
my cell in the chat so that you can add it to that.
Awesome. Thank you, Kate.
Yep. Anybody can use that cell. I mean, like I said, it's just my cell phone. Anyone can text me or call me if they need something.
All right. Yes. I can add that. I will add the Star Donor Program, but I will also add a slide in the PowerPoint to take videos and photos at annual session of anything that looks interesting that you want to share, and text, email, send it to Will.
Yeah, because that'll be cool to allow us after the fact and for future marketing to kind of showcase, as an ambassador, this is all the things you see and are a part of at annual session.
Mm-hmm.
And then also, again, plus we'll have those images that I can use for general marketing for annual session in the future as well.
That would be fun. I mean, the cool things that you see at the welcome event or in the exhibit hall, or just sometimes it's people interacting with, sometimes it's just hallway conversations and all kinds of fun stuff. Okay, cool.
Selfies too. I don't care. They can send me selfies if they want to. It's still about our people being on site. It's about the community, the camaraderie, and all that good stuff. Yeah.
We also had a note about scheduling a time for a group photo and giving them a forewarning. When, where could we potentially want to do this? I mean, this is going to be a group that's going to be going all different directions.
The president's reception might be the best thing. The stand and repeat will be available. People, of course, will be using it, but it'll be available. And since this is an official photo, for lack of a better word, I can alert Danielle to have the photographer who will be there just taking photos of the event, not specifically people in front of the step and repeat. But I'm sure we can have him pull to the side to take a couple of more staged professional photos, as well as someone taking them on their phone. So that would be my suggestion, because that should be a time where everybody's free, and they're eating the food, drinking the drink, laughing the laugh, having a good time.
Okay, that would be because I'm thinking, yeah, everybody, if people are with different states, so on a state sign out night or a leadership night, but yeah, banquet night would make the most sense. So,
Probably we should give them a time, thinking about, you
And-
know, that they should have free time up. If the closing hours banquet begins at 6, we can tell them at 5:45. Meet us at so and so and so and so.
yeah. All right. All right, so if I do note about group photo,
Plus, everyone will be a little dressed up because it'll be the end and the banquet and everything.
I was going to suggest about the Sarah, about the survey. I don't know if everybody knows how to scan QR codes. So I was
Yep, I was
thinking,
I'm gonna include the link itself, but also maybe send an email after the conference with the link as well, just to help. Any final comments?
We have a couple paper copies on hand too, for people who just want to write things out. And we're thinking for some of the ambassadors who tech isn't really their favorite thing in the world. Accessibility.
But yeah, you could also just add right underneath the code, scan me with your phone's camera to access, something like that. Is that what you were thinking, Avalise? Just some little tiny line on the thing that says, this is what you do with the QR code if you didn't know.
yeah. Yeah, in Canva, you have those images that says scan me and a little phone.
all right, so for the photo, I'm gonna do 5:30 at the president's reception at the photo backdrop, because anybody that's getting an award is gonna start getting let into the banquet earlier to get to their special seats. So I don't want to lose people, but I mean, the reception is 5 to 6, so let's just go with 5:30 and then we can hopefully corral as many people as possible. And then Sarah, if you can add that to your sheet, that way they know ahead of time that it's there and it's coming. Now, other things, Lisa had sent us some extra notes, and I want to make sure that we catch some of those before I forget. Just to put on your schedule ahead of time, committee meetings, we will have our committee meeting on Thursday at 2:15. Our room is still to be determined. One of the things that we will need to be thinking of when we have our committee meeting is a new apprentice coming into the next year. Sarah's going to move up into chair. Michael has been the apprentice this year. He will be moving up into the chair-elect, and we will need a new apprentice. And so if anybody would like to think about taking on that apprentice role, this might be the time to kind of be thinking about that. If anybody wants to jump in, it would be nice to know that we have that already filled, or keep your wheels turning. Especially the faces that we see on these calls on a regular basis, know that they are reliable faces to attend meetings.
Talking about that, Kate, I had a question. Next year, I will not be able to be part of the committee because they already contact me for another committee for the anniversary.
Okay.
So is this the time to let you know, or you confirm with the members at the conference? I don't know how it's done.
That is pretty much what they do every year, is they just wipe the committee slates clean. So we're glad that you have been able to be such an active role in this committee so far. And maybe that means that next year you'll just get to you can apply to be an ambassador and not be on the ambassador committee. Or hopefully you'll come back again in the future.
Yeah, I plan to be there next year.
So All right, well, we appreciate that. So just think ahead. If there's anybody you can think of that you might want to say, just put a bug in someone's ear, you'd be a really good apprentice for this committee. We do need to think of an apprentice. But yes, that is how the committees will be moving ahead. We do have a small budget for this committee. It is $400, but we spend that on small things like our ribbons, and if we need to buy any more armbands, which luckily they're very reusable. We don't need to buy any new ones for a while, hopefully. And certificates and stuff like that, but it's a few things here and there. But other than that, we don't have a lot of stuff going on, but the apprentice is going to be our next big thing. One last thing, and I'm going to ask for some of your help. Some of you might know this with the exhibit hall. Over the years, there used to be an exhibits committee, and that was my committee for many years. And one of the things that we started to do was, I call them comfort bags, exhibitor goodie bags that make exhibitors feel extremely welcome and give them all of those extra things that kind of you forget to have with you, make your time in the exhibit hall a little more welcoming, a little more comforting when you're stuck at a table for a very long time. And so over the years of being part of the exhibits committee and sitting in the exhibit hall, and these bags are just like a little gift on your table to be like, welcome, thanks for coming. But there's things like mints and hard candy when you have your morning coffee and you have coffee breath, and some snacks for when you're stuck at your table and I'm really hungry, and chocolate, and a bottle of water, and some hand sanitizer because you're shaking a whole lot of hands, and tissues. And we always put a notepad and a pencil and a pen or a pencil in there. And the number of times I've seen our notepads turn into extra door prize tickets because people run out of their own tickets. All kinds of stuff that people are like, I'm so glad that you give me this because it's a savior. And so the exhibits committee has long since disappeared because us making cold calls to exhibitors just is not a good idea. And our national office has become excellent at that. But I still like to do the goodie bags. And I've been doing them for a couple of years, even without an exhibits committee. And so this year, Danielle's like, are you still doing those? I said, yes, I'm still doing them. But she said, would the ambassador committee take that on? And I said, I think this is the right thing for ambassadors to do because we are the ambassadors of the goodwill of the organization. So I'm still going to get all the stuff. And if y'all can help me put these together on Sunday night, I would greatly appreciate that. I mean, it's nothing more than stuffing bags. But we will hopefully have a quick bag stuffing session on Sunday night, if you don't mind. And then we'll just have them in at the conference center, and then when the exhibit hall opens up, we'll just divvy them out to all the exhibitors.
I think that sounds great. How many do you usually do?
About 30 to 36.
Okay. We can do it. We can knock it out.
Yeah, it's not hard, but it started about 2012. But it's one of those things that after seeing some of these people for many years, they're like, you're one of the few people that does this, and it just makes our day that we know that we're always going to get this little goodie bag for you guys. So they know we appreciate them.
I love that. If this committee takes that over, I agree that it absolutely is something that, because of the reasons you stated. I popped into the chat that for right now, according to Elizabeth, Thursday, we're holding room 556 AB from 12:15 to 4:15. The committee meetings, of course, starts at 2:15, but that way you guys have like a couple of hours before then to collect your stuff and do whatever you need to. And then once you make the bags, you can bring them to John or whomever at the registration desk, and they'll lock them up until you're ready to retrieve them when the exhibit hall opens. So per usual, you just go up to the staff and say, you have these things and I need them, and they'll go get them and bring them to you.
Yeah, I'm going to have everything I'm going to collect it here and then just have it shipped there, and it'll just be there when we're ready.
Hey, Kate, if it's not completely done on Sunday, we continue Monday because I cut costs to arrive on Monday.
Oh, yeah, that's totally fine.
All right, thanks.
Yeah, I had that debate too, but I signed up for a pre-conference, so I will be at a session on Sunday morning. I mean, on Monday morning. But yes, if we don't get it all done, Michael, you can finish it up for us on Monday morning.
Okay, thanks.
All right, what, is there anything else that we need to do as a committee that anybody can think of right now? There's Mr. Ken.
Do you want to tell me what secret word you want to use this year when I edit the video of the training?
Ah,
I don't remember what we used last year, but we put a word in, not at the beginning, not at the exact middle, not at the end, but that was like, they were supposed to then email you, Kate or Jessica, and say, hey, I
Raleigh.
did this.
Wasn't it Raleigh?
It might have been. I mean,
think
it
it
could
was.
be whatever you want it to be. It could be, you know, salamander or green newt or eye of toad or whatever you want. Just let me know. And it doesn't have to be right now, but that's one thing I'll need when I go to edit the
all right,
and put it up
I'll make
for
a
you.
note about that. I don't know.
Kate, who do you need? Do you need anybody to assist on next Wednesday in that training?
Jessica, if you're willing to log in and help, that would be great since you did it last year and I didn't.
I have it on my calendar. I marked it
Yeah.
off. If you need me, then great. If you don't, I'll find something else. I just had it on my
I
calendar.
remember why I
Same.
wasn't there last year. I don't know if I got sick or if I had a conflict. But
I
just
think you got sick
Hmm.
because I think it was last.
Was
Because
that my
I had a
co-
class, so I ran out of class and did it from a boardroom.
that was the year when I got COVID last year. I don't remember, but yeah, there was something happened and I was like, there's just no way.
So like,
I'll
I'm
log
going to
on.
be there in the background too. So if you do need something, that I'm going to be the strong silent type unless you need me to do something. So-
Okay.
I will have to watch the recording, Kate, because next week is the National Association of County Ag Agents meeting here in Iowa, and I'm an ambassador there too. So
Oh, well, so you're
I will
sitting in
Sarah,
we're
ambassador.
coordinating a bunch of NEAFCS members to help volunteer at that session or that, annual session. So
Okay.
we're busy here in Iowa. I'm kind of getting these two confused. So forgive me if I refer to the wrong conference.
All right. Well, you might see down there in the very bottom corner, there's Kenneth Stewart. He's one of our new ambassadors. So, hi, Ken.
Welcome, Ken.
So,
I saw it on the calendar and I wasn't sure if I was supposed to be here or not. So sorry.
Ken, I don't know if you actually are officially a member of the committee as well as a member of the ambassador, as a new ambassador
I don't
too.
believe so. So
Well,
I can log off.
Yeah, we're done anyway. So, next week is actually your official training, ambassador training. So you're good to go. See ya. All right, y'all. Well, we are, I think we're done. And other than next week's official ambassador training for our ambassadors, hopefully I will see most of you in Providence.
Do you just want to, are you going to just send out an email about the bag stuffing on a time?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. We'll pick a time. Obviously, it'll be during that registration window on Sunday. And just find some time and space over in the conference center.
Sounds good.
Whatever we pick out. I'll make a note for that set time. The stuff bags on Sunday. All right. Everybody have a great rest of your week and making your travel plans. I need to make my flight arrangements yet. And I'm off to the fair. So
Enjoy. Have a
have
good
a
week.
great day.